Hi there, welcome to today's episode of Tasty Tuesday live with Lori. And today's topic, we are going to discuss air fryers. Are they good or bad? Do you have one? Do you want to buy one? Have you been thinking about it? Are you waiting till it comes on sale? We're going to give a few minutes to fill up the room here, and I just want to make sure that we are actually live and everything is going well, and I see that we are here, so welcome. I'm happy to see you here today. Let me know if you're watching live or if you're watching it on a replay. Tell me your name and where you're viewing from. I'd love to know both of those pieces of information. And also about this topic today, feel free to let me know if you have an air fryer. Have you thought about buying an air fryer? Are you, waiting till, like I say, one comes on sale to purchase one? Let me know. I'm really curious to know if it's something that you have in your kitchen or not. And definitely let me know that you're here, because when there is interaction on the feed, on the comments, I get the energy of the people watching. And also, if you have any questions, you can ask me and I can do my best to clarify for you. And it also, when we have that interaction on these kinds of platforms, it helps to boost the algorithm. It helps to get more people have the opportunity then to see this information, because Facebook and these kinds of social media platforms have tricky little algorithm schemes that they do, and they if people aren't watching and commenting and being interactive, often these things get put to the side, which this is really valuable information. And I know there's people watching out there, so definitely don't be shy to say hi and let me know that you're here. I'm not going to to put you on the spot, and because you always have the option to ask or to answer if you want anyways, but definitely let me know if you're here. We'll get started in a minute. Not even. So, welcome. Yes, today's Tasty Tuesday episode. Are air fryers good or bad? What do you think? Let me know. I am curious what you think, because I have had lots of people ask me this question before, and I can tell you a very simple, straight answer, but I'm curious what you think and how it does work for you or doesn't work for you and your family. Okay, so first I just give a little introduction about myself. My name is Lori Voss Furukawa. Some of you know me that are on here, and some of you don't. So if you don't know me, nice to meet you. If you do know me, you better be saying hi in there and tell me you're here so I can see your name. No pressure, just kidding around. Anyway, so I'm originally from Canada. I grew up in a very rural countryside community, and we had beautiful gardens in the summer months, and we also had cupboards in the house that were full of junk food. And unfortunately, I preferred junk food to eat over a lot of the fresh garden produce. And that basically contributed to a lot of the health problems that I had throughout my childhood and through many years of my life, and stuff that I'm still dealing with today. The kind of funny part, I mean, now I can laugh about it because I do this work and how I have my mindset as well already. One of the really funny things that I noticed is actually when we were in school as a kid and teenager and stuff, we had health classes and nutrition classes and stuff like that. And I remember always thinking I was going to defy what they were saying was bad about junk food. I was going to eat it anyway and prove them all wrong. And because sometimes when you're eating things, we think, well, I feel fine. I don't notice the effects, right? And then lo and behold, as we continue to do that over the months, the years, things add up, and then we have problems, and we don't always contribute the problems that we have in our health to the poor choices we made previously. Anyways, I did my best to test that theory and to test the scientific evidence there of junk food being bad for us. And lo and behold, I did have a lot of health issues that I started to really listen to in 2009, when my body basically started screaming at me, telling me I needed to make different changes and choices in my life. And in 2010, I really started to look into health from a new perspective and really started to focus on the foods that I eat and how they affect me. It's been a journey. I haven't always been where I am today, because that's how journeys work. And yeah, it's been an interesting time and space, and I've gone through a lot of different health and healing modalities and programs, and I've accumulated a lot of a huge wealth of wisdom and knowledge and information that I use in my own daily life, and I'm coming here on Tuesdays to share with you a lot of the information that I have. And of course, if you're interested in this kind of stuff and if it resonates with you to dig deeper, there is a program that I have that I will speak about at the end of today's session, and you're welcome to reach out to me to hear more about it as well if it does resonate with you. So, yes, that's basically about me. And yes, I have some notes in front because I want to make sure I say things. I can just ramble on for half an hour or an hour, no problem, but I do want to have some structure when I'm up here in front of you and using your time as well. So basically, we all have foods that we know we like and enjoy. So before I go any further, let me know, do you have an air fryer? Do you want to buy an air fryer? It doesn't matter if you have one. I'm not going to be saying like it's really bad or this or that. You know, I'm just going to give you the information today. And if you have one, I will also speak about that a little bit as well. Or if it's something you're considering to buy, let me know. I would really like to hear that in the comments, because as I mentioned already, there's been lots of people that have come to me and asked before if air fryers are good or bad. And I want to be honest with you because that's what I am. I'm an honest person. If anybody knows me that's out there listening, they know that I'm honest, and I can be very blunt sometimes. So I do my best to also be mindful with the words I choose to, so I don't scare people. I apologize if I ever have done that to you. So yes, we all know that we have certain foods and flavors and tastes that we have a preference over. And unfortunately or not, again, that's the perspective. When we have health issues that come up, we can say it's unfortunate, but like I said earlier in this, when my body started screaming at me basically in pain, it was an indication for me to make changes. So that's where it doesn't have to be unfortunate. I mean, it's unfortunate that we have the pain. Nobody wants to be suffering and having weight issues or pain and inflammation and struggling with that. But there's also an opportunity in that to say, okay, let's get back on track then. Or let's make a track. Let's find where we want to go, because I don't want to be dealing with this issue anymore. So now it's time to start making healthier changes. So it doesn't have to be just, oh man, I'm sick and all these bad things, and now I have to even change all these things, and and it hurts and I can't. And if you want to continue to be in that space, that's okay. But perhaps maybe you don't want to listen to my show anymore, because I give advice and information that can help you to make those shifts easier with more grace and ease, so you can live a healthier, more fruitful life. So again, we have these foods and tastes that we all like, and we all know that, you know, what we personally prefer. When our body starts to show us signs, like I say, if it's weight issues, usually weight issues, particularly as we grow older, usually weight issues will come along with its side by side with health issues. Perhaps you don't have weight issues and you only have health issues. That's a possibility too, because some people do have ideal weight for their body range and age, but they actually still can have internally health issues as well. So weight isn't necessarily the indicator of health. However, they often run hand in hand. So in that space, when, like I say, our body starts to tell us that something's wrong, and if we choose to listen to it, that's when we can start to make healthy changes. But it also means that maybe some of those foods and flavors and tastes that we really like might not be serving us in the best way. So most of us already know that frying foods traditional way with oil, high heat cooking with oil, frying, is bad for us. Has saturated fats. It's going to clog up our arteries and potentially cause or lead to potential cholesterol issues or heart attack issues, heart issues, something with circulation. These kinds of things are all connected, right? I feel pretty confident that that is general knowledge already. So that's why we have the topic today of air fryers. So we've actually taken out the oil component, so that would eliminate the saturated fats and these kinds of things, right? The cholesterol issue. So that's where it can be listed sometimes as healthy. Have you heard of this before? Does this sound familiar to you? Have you had other health professionals even give you recipes potentially that are connected to using an air fryer? Let me know. I'm curious. Because I'm curious. Basically, I'm interested what other people are hearing, what other people are saying out there, and what is the information and knowledge that you know. So definitely let me know. And yeah, so basically, do you own an air fryer? Again, I'm not here to shame you. If you don't feel like saying that, that's okay, but I'm not here to shame you and point fingers. We all are on our journey wherever we're at. So basically, yeah, when we get into the air fryer notion, we've taken out the oil component. So it's potentially healthy, right? Because we've taken out that bad part there. However, what does it mean to fry something? When we fry something, we are still using extremely high heat, right? So in an air fryer, that's exactly what it is. The air heats up to, I don't even know what temperature. I don't own an air fryer. I've never researched them specifically, but I know this information because it is base information from TCM, or Traditional Chinese Medicine Nutrition, which is what I predominantly teach and work with. So I don't know what's the temperature that an air fryer gets up to, but I absolutely know that it is not under 100 degrees Celsius. So therefore, we are getting, as soon as we reach that boiling point, we are getting into high heat temperatures, okay? And I'm confident, and I could have looked online previously, but I didn't. If anybody is viewing this and you have an air fryer or you have the information available, let me know. What is the temperature that air fryers heat up or cook at? So basically, like I say, definitely it's over 100 degrees. We're going with high heat, extreme high heat, because as far as I know also, is that air fryers are pretty fast cooking because they have such intense heat, and they, I believe, also turn inside. There's a swivel or something, so they're turning around and heating this and cooking it with the air at a very high temperature. And that's why it works, I think, faster than an oven, for example, because it's even potentially higher heat with a small fan in there, and it's rotating, so everything is getting that even distribution of heat. I could be wrong. Definitely correct me if I am, because I always would love to have information. But from my understanding, that's the way air fryers work, and therefore we are still dealing with a very high heat function. And that high heat is actually an issue for our bodies. In TCM Nutrition, like I said, which is predominantly what I work with, and TCM stands for Traditional Chinese Medicine. Yes, I lived in China and I had the opportunity to study while I was in China, and I also had the amazing opportunity as well to study when we lived in the Philippines. I found a great teacher there as well that spoke about TCM Nutrition very passionately, and it flowed in and through me, and it absolutely is something that resonates to the core of my being. I cannot deny it. You can tell when I talk about it. It's just passion that is in me. So basically, yes, I work with TCM Nutrition, and in TCM Nutrition, we often talk about or refer to the yin and yang symbol. You're most likely familiar with that. If not, I'll let you know. It has it's a circular symbol. Half of the symbol is black and half of the symbol is white. In the black side of the symbol, there's a small little white dot, and in the white side of the symbol, there's a small little black dot. So that means we have different components. The black component is cool, nighttime. You could think of the black as nighttime, and nighttime is cooler. Very simple. And the white is daytime and intense energy, the sun, right? So it's warming. There's the opposite. And like I said, within each of those sides, we have a small little dot of the opposite color. So that's where we still create and have that balance. And we can look at we can look at all foods and see which is the predominant energy in the food, so we can understand which is going to support our bodies at different times of the day. And we can also look at cooking methods and how they are in that space. Now you can imagine if we have something that is high heat, very extreme heat, like I say, if we're just even going to go with something, let's say 200 degrees Celsius, that in a yin yang thing, that is like off the charts in the yang space. That is super hot, super high heat, right? So there's no white dot left in, there's no black dot left. There's no other, there's no balance in that space anymore. We have created something that is pure heat, right? And that pure heat space has ramifications or has potential results that can be harmful for our body, right? So frying is extreme heat. We can do and get into how can we work around frying or get away with doing different methods, which we get into in my nutritional program when we do the creative application module. But of course, I'm here today to talk to you specifically about air fryers. So extreme heat, which is what an air fryer will produce, will kill the enzymes in the food. It will diminish, if not kill as well, minerals, vitamins, and nutrients, which is what we need and want to have in our food when we consume something. That's very base information again. A lot of the information actually that I teach and that I practice and that I provide for my clients is actually very base information. However, it's often overlooked. So if we have a cooking mechanism or a cooking method that is killing our food basically, and I'm not talking about like killing a chicken or killing the pig, I'm talking about killing or diminishing the nutritional value of the food that we eat, why would we want to eat it? What's the point? Just because of what's going in our, just because of our taste buds, just because what's on our tongue? So it's an interesting thing to think about there already, right? You can kind of stop and be like, oh man. And it can be sometimes, I understand, a little bit, not overwhelming, but almost disappointing when we start to, or when we're forced to make healthier choices because of health issues or weight issues, or when we consciously decide that we want to make choices, healthier choices. It can be a little bit disappointing sometimes to think, well, I can't eat French fries anymore. Well, I can't eat, grilled barbecue burgers or this or that. And we start to look at all these different foods that are coming potentially from high heat that we really love. But actually, these things are not serving our body anymore and contribute to our potential health issues that are already existing, or they will be contributing to potential health issues down the road. So that's where when we have this information, we can start to make changes today, no matter where you're at on your health journey. So again, let me know if you're here watching this. How does this sound to you? Do you feel disappointed? Do you feel sad? Or maybe you're happy. Maybe you didn't buy an air fryer yet. Let me know. I'm really curious to hear from you. So basically, as I just mentioned, any high heat cooking, but we're talking specifically about air fryers today, is going to diminish or take out or kill all of your nutritional value from your food. So if that's not good enough reason to think about why air fryers might not be a good thing in your kitchen, I'll give you another reason. The next reason is when we cook foods on high heat, with a high heat cooking application or method, we are actually changing the compounds in the food that create something called AGEs, or Advanced Glycation End Products. AGE. You can do some research online if you feel like as well. I'm not going to go into that too much today, but basically these AGEs are compounds that contribute to inflammation in our body. Now, if you just eat, for example, one meal of French fries or fried potatoes, something like that, it doesn't mean you're going to just have these AGEs and all of a sudden have chronic inflammation. Absolutely not. However, when we are continuously having these things in our diet or having these things that contribute to making this in our diet. So like I say, when we are eating foods that are cooked with high heat methods, like an air fryer, we are contributing to AGEs being produced in the food and being in our body, and our body has a hard time to get rid of these kinds of things. And AGEs contribute, as I just mentioned, to inflammation, and inflammation is one of the biggest contributors to disease and degenerative diseases specifically. And AGEs also contribute to advanced aging. Our skin. How is your skin? Do you have lots and lots and lots of wrinkles? One other factor that has AGEs, and I was thinking, do I mention this or not? Because this is something that I still do, because I'm not perfect. I don't want to be. There was a point in my life when I did strive to be perfect, but that wasn't very fun because I was never satisfied with myself either. And I'm here, like I say, to share with you the truth about what I know about food and cooking so we can maintain and be able to get the most nutrients as possible. But something like coffee, because the coffee beans have been roasted on such high heat, it actually is a contributor to AGEs as well. So every cup of coffee is producing these is giving your body AGEs, advanced glycation end products or endings, and that is affecting your overall health. Now, 1 cup of coffee, like I say, 1 plate of fried potatoes is not going to be the end game. However, when we are doing these things on a regular basis, daily consumption of coffee, daily consumption of these fried foods or these high heat foods are going to contribute to what's going on inside here, on your joints, in your joints, on your bones, on your body, all over. This is absolutely one of the biggest factors. So we want to do our best to eliminate AGEs, and one of the best ways is to eliminate high heat cooking. And I had said at the beginning of that comment there about how I'm not perfect, exactly because I still drink coffee. It is something that I'm working on to try to drink less, but I enjoy it. I really do enjoy the taste. So it's something that I'm working on. Like I say, I'm not perfect and I'm not here to shame anybody. We all have our things that we do and that might be having potential negative consequences for us. But it's important that we understand the consequences and we make conscious choices. And as our body is telling us perhaps, when we're having pain, that's an opportunity to listen deeper and say, maybe I need to make some more changes. So taking out the oil may seem like a good idea initially because we may have less calories in the food that's being fried when we're using an air fryer. And we're getting rid of the saturated fats. So people are thinking, oh, I'm not going to have a cholesterol problem. However, we're taking out the nutrients and the minerals and the enzymes when we do that. And we are also contributing to AGEs in our body, which contribute to inflammation and degenerative diseases, and also contributing to advanced aging. I'm not here to make you feel sad or feel disappointed or depressed. Absolutely not. I give this information because I want to empower you. And that's where, when we have knowledge is power, but action is empowerment. So I give this information to you, and when you take steps to make changes in your life, you are empowering yourself. And I am here every Tuesday to help empower you to make healthier choices on a regular basis. Now, if you already own an air fryer and you think, well, now I just wasted $100 or whatever, I think they're pretty expensive, something of this kind of tagline, $100, €100, something like this. Depends where you're watching from, which currency you have. Maybe they're even more, but around this price range. They're pretty expensive as far as I know. So basically, perhaps an air fryer could be a better choice than regular oil frying. However, I would not recommend or suggest anyone to go out and buy an air fryer. If you already have one, I would suggest that you limit the use of it. Have it for a special treat, maybe once a month, or something of that nature. Do your best to limit the use of these kinds of things because it, in the long run, will allow you to have the nutrients, the minerals, the vitamins, the enzymes that your body needs to be healthy. When we are cooking with these kinds of things on a regular basis, we are diminishing our ability to have a healthy life. Now, I believe you can also see the connection between, or the connection of how the consumer culture, how companies want us to buy their products. So like I say, I never really looked into an air fryer because I know right off the bat it's high heat, so I don't want it. I never did any research on it. But I feel pretty confident that a lot of the advertising or any people that are promoting an air fryer are going to say that it's healthier because you don't have the oils. They're going to be promoting it in that direction. And I already gave you the information today about what I truly feel and believe comes from a TCM nutrition perspective, which is really a harmonious and balanced way for eating and living. So we want to do our best to take these things that are imbalanced out and start to, put our glasses on a little bit, or wipe the glasses that we're wearing already and take a better look at what stores are trying to sell us. And here's another good piece of information or good news for you. If you haven't bought an air fryer yet, wonderful. You can save your money and you can save your counter space. Like I say, if you already have one, if you really feel like, well, I don't want this in my life at all, fine, then do your best to resell it. Absolutely. But if it's something that you still feel has a benefit for you and your family, do your best to limit the use of it, because it's really not something that we want to be relying on to have our food cooked from a regular basis. We really want to do our best to go back to the basics when we are cooking and eating. And that might sound boring and you might think, well, I don't have time for that. I can't do it. Well, I guarantee this. If you don't have time for healthy cooking, are you going to have time when you're sick? What is going to happen if you get sick? What's your time going to be like then? And I'm not wishing that upon anybody. I'm here to tell you this information so we can prevent sicknesses, disease, inflammation, etc., from actually taking place in our life. We want to do our best to avoid these kinds of things so we can prevent them from happening. And by taking these steps slowly, opening our eyes, cleaning the glasses that we have on our face already, to be able to see what's going on. These kinds of products like an air fryer are there to continue to get us to buy and consume more. What I'm here to tell you is that you don't need to buy anything else except for healthy food, because the way that you cook it on a regular stovetop is going to be perfectly fine. And also there is a few other things we can get into details as well about how other ways we can work on cooking foods. And I know if you really like something fried, there isn't necessarily a healthy alternative that I can tell you, well, you do it this way and it's going to taste exactly like fried food and be just as good. No, because fried is fried. Fried is with oil or with an air fryer. It's going to have those qualities and properties in the taste, the crispiness, the crunch. You're going to get that only from high heat cooking. So I don't have a secret to tell you how to get those tastes from other foods. That's why, like I say, if it's something that you want to, use when you have guests, for example, and you really want this particular dish that you want to serve, fine. But we want to move away from having this on a daily basis or a weekly meal plan, because it really doesn't serve our bodies or our families that we are also feeding. If you are interested in learning more about how to feed yourself or your loved ones from a true source of wisdom and knowledge, I have a beautiful program that I have curated called Nutritionally Empowered Transformations. This program is absolutely amazing and absolutely transformational. I am basically guiding you through this program for 3 months to allow you to take the time necessary to get the steps in place so you can make these healthy changes in your life, to be able to reach your weight loss goals, to be able to reduce pain that's in your body if you already have issues, or to work on preventing these issues from occurring. Absolutely. The next round of the course is set to start in the beginning of July, and it runs for 3 months, so it'll be July, August, September. We have a wait list that is currently open, And all you need to do to get on the wait list is basically contact me, set up your clarity call. We'll go over a few things. I'll ask you a few questions. You can ask me questions, and we'll see if the program is potentially right for you. Going on the wait list doesn't mean you're signing up 100%. It just means you have an interest in it, and it allows your name to be on the wait list. So when the actual course opens, you have the first opportunity to be in it. And by going on the wait list now, you have an amazing €500 discount for when the course actually opens and when you decide, or if you decide to sign up. So it's a really amazing bonus, but you need to put your name on it, because I'm not just handing this out. You need to show that you're interested. You need to put your hand up and say, yes, this information is interesting to me. Some of the outcomes from the program, you will absolutely be walking away with the wisdom and knowledge from traditional Chinese medicine under your belt, pun intended. Because the information and knowledge that you will learn is absolutely, like I already mentioned, life-changing, life-transforming, okay? You will have nutritional empowerment. You will know what foods are going to serve you at certain times, what foods don't serve you, how to incorporate the best foods to be able to support your entire family, on what and when to eat. And as I mentioned earlier in today's episode, this yin and yang concept, it flows throughout the whole course. We talk about this a lot. And there's foods, like I say, that fit into the different categories, times of day, cooking methods as well, how we eat foods. All of these things can be dissected, cut apart a little bit, and made into digestible pieces for you to be able to understand and fully absorb. And that's why we have a 3-month program, so you can go through the steps and walk away with that knowledge, how to apply it into your everyday life and for the rest of your life, for future generations, and for the health of our entire planet. This course is not just a weight loss course that's going to help you lose 20 pounds or 10 kilos and that, you'll walk away and, okay, now I can fit my last year's jeans. Perhaps you will have that opportunity, but you will also have all that knowledge and skills and wisdom with you to continue making these healthy choices that are going to change your life for the better. The TCM, traditional Chinese medicine nutrition approach, is also what I like to call it, is a total care method. So we still have TCM, and that total care method, I really do focus on looking at your mental. We work on mindset. We do physical. There's a yoga component in the course. That's optional. If you don't want to do it, you don't have to, but it's absolutely available for you. There's emotional work that we do. We do energy work in the different classes, and I teach you tools that you can use in your own time as well. And we also have, of course, a spiritual component, and the spiritual component will not interfere with your potential current religion or spiritual beliefs that you have right now, or definitely shouldn't. If it does, then we can talk about it more, which is potential something that can come in a clarity call. But the spiritual component is really tapping into the beauty and the nature and of the natural world around us, and how food has that medicinal component for us, and tapping into that, just the beauty of what's available for us and blessing that. So thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. Definitely let me know if you have any questions. I would love to hear from you. You can comment in this thread. If you're watching this on replay, definitely you can still be commenting on it. I will check in. If you're watching this through a YouTube link, you can comment on there as well. Definitely you can like and share the video if you are watching it from a YouTube link. I wanted to also ask my viewers, what topics are of interest for you for potential Tasty Tuesday episodes? I am open to receiving input from my viewers. If there is something that you would like to hear me speak about, maybe, like I say, it's another potential cooking product, or maybe it's a food, or maybe it's a one versus the other, which one's better, or maybe it has to do with weight loss or pain or health, whatever it is. If it's in any of those realms of topics, definitely send me a message. And if you're not sure, send me a message anyways, because we can see, maybe it's not my area of expertise, and I'll say, no, that's not for me. You better find someone else. But if it is, I absolutely will do my best to find the information for you. And I see there's a comment coming here. Let me see if I can see it on here. Aha, liver health. Yes, Terry, that's a great one. I will do some research for that. I'm not sure if I'll have it for next week or not, but perhaps. I definitely have been focusing on liver health myself as well, because that's something that has been an issue for me since I started working on my health. So that one really comes true for me as well. So thank you so much for that suggestion. If anything else comes up, feel free to add it into the comments, because like I say, I would really love to hear from you. What else would you love to hear me talk about? Because I am here for you. I want you to be empowered. I wish that you can make healthy choices and live a happy, healthy life. You could feel free to contact me at Gmail. It's ninalaurie@easternbalance.org. You can message me on Facebook. You can also WhatsApp me if you have my phone number, if we are friends or have a contact in that way. You can also, I think that's all the contact methods at the moment. Definitely reach out. Oh, there's also going to be an option. I will put the link in the description or in the comment section about setting up a clarity call. If that sounds like something you would be resonating with, you can also click on that, and we have a time to chat for 30 minutes together. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this. I wish you a wonderful rest of your day, and yeah, take care, and bye-bye for now. Good luck with your healthy cooking. Ciao.